Earth's unexpected visitors. The skies above New York City blazed with an otherworldly light, casting an eerie glow over the bustling metropolis. Dr. Samantha Chen, lead astrophysicist at the Global Space Initiative, stood transfixed on the roof of her research facility, her eyes wide with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The massive ship that hovered above the city defied all known laws of physics, its sleek, obsidian surface absorbing light rather than reflecting it. "My God," she whispered, her hand clutching the satellite phone that had summoned her from her bed just minutes earlier. "It's really happening." As if in response to her words, a beam of intense blue light shot down from the alien craft, striking the ground in Central Park. Samantha's phone buzzed incessantly, no doubt government officials and fellow scientists clamoring for information, for reassurance, for any shred of understanding in this moment that would forever change human history. But Samantha couldn't tear her eyes away from the scene unfolding before her. The beam widened, and within its ethereal glow, shapes began to materialize. Humanoid, yet unmistakably alien, 3 figures descended from the ship, their movements fluid and graceful despite Earth's unfamiliar gravity. In the streets below, chaos erupted. Car alarms blared, their discordant symphony punctuated by the wail of police sirens. Crowds gathered at the edges of the park, held back by a hastily assembled barricade of law enforcement officers. The world held its breath, teetering on the precipice of a new age. Samantha's phone buzzed again, this time with a direct message from the president herself. "Dr. Chen, you're our foremost expert on xenobiology. We need you at Central Park, now." With trembling fingers, Samantha typed her reply, "On my way." As she rushed down to the street, her mind raced with possibilities. Years of theoretical research and speculation were about to be put to the test. The aliens' biology, their technology, their intentions, all unknowns that she had dedicated her life to preparing for. A military escort whisked her through the chaotic streets, the flashing lights of their vehicle parting the sea of stunned onlookers and panicked citizens. As they approached Central Park, Samantha could see the alien visitors more clearly. They stood at least 8 feet tall, their bodies covered in what appeared to be a shimmering metallic exoskeleton. Their heads were elongated, with no visible eyes or mouth, yet Samantha felt certain they were acutely aware of their surroundings. The car screeched to a halt, and Samantha was ushered towards a hastily assembled command post. The president's chief of staff, a stern-faced woman named Victoria Hayes, greeted her with a curt nod. "Dr. Chen, thank God you're here. We're flying blind, and these beings haven't made any attempts at communication yet. We need you to." Victoria's words were cut short by a sudden, piercing sound that seemed to emanate from everywhere at once. Samantha clutched her ears, wincing in pain, but forced herself to look at the alien visitors. The center figure had raised its arm, revealing a device embedded in its exoskeleton. The noise ceased as abruptly as it had begun. And then, to everyone's astonishment, a voice spoke, not aloud, but directly into their minds. "People of Earth," the voice resonated, its tone neither male nor female, yet carrying an undeniable authority. "We are the Zoraxians, emissaries of the Galactic Confederation. Your world stands on the brink of a great transition. You will be tested, evaluated, and if found worthy, welcomed into the cosmic community." Samantha's scientific mind reeled at the implications. Telepathic communication, a galactic confederation. But before she could process these revelations, the voice continued. "However, be warned. Should you fail our trials, your species will be deemed unfit for ascension. The consequence of failure is isolation or eradication." A collective gasp rippled through the assembled crowd. Samantha felt her heart race, the weight of this moment pressing down on her. Humanity's entire future hung in the balance. "You have 7 of your Earth days to prepare," the Zoraxian emissary continued. "Choose your champions wisely. They will face challenges that will test the very essence of what it means to be human. Your ingenuity, your compassion, your potential, all will be put to the ultimate test." With those ominous words, the blue beam reappeared, enveloping the alien visitors. In a matter of seconds, they had vanished, leaving behind a stunned and terrified populace. Victoria turned to Samantha, her face pale. "Dr. Chen, it looks like your expertise is going to be more crucial than we ever imagined. We need to assemble a team, and fast." Samantha nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. "We'll need more than just scientists," she said. "If they're testing the essence of humanity, we need a diverse group. Artists, philosophers, engineers, diplomats." "Agreed," Victoria replied. "I'll convene an emergency meeting with the President and the UN Security Council. We need global cooperation like never before." As they rushed back to the command vehicle, Samantha's phone buzzed once more. It was a message from her old colleague and friend, Dr. Amit Patel, a renowned expert in artificial intelligence and quantum computing. "Sam, I saw the broadcast. This is it, everything we've worked for. I think I might have something that could help. Remember Project Prometheus?" Samantha's eyes widened. Project Prometheus had been a highly classified, cutting-edge AI system designed to process and analyze vast amounts of data in real time, specifically geared towards potential first contact scenarios. It had been mothballed due to budget cuts, but if Amit had kept working on it in secret— "Bring everything you've got," she typed back. "We're going to need every advantage we can get." As the vehicle sped through the pre-dawn streets of New York, Samantha gazed up at the alien ship, still hovering ominously above the city. In just 7 days, the fate of humanity would be decided. The scientist in her thrilled at the challenges ahead, but the human in her trembled at the stakes. One thing was certain, the world as they knew it had changed forever. And Samantha Chen found herself at the heart of humanity's greatest trial. With a deep breath, she steeled herself for the monumental task ahead. The clock was ticking, and the future of Earth hung in the balance. The galactic challenge, humanity's test. The next 7 days passed in a whirlwind of global activity. As news of the alien ultimatum spread, the world's nations set aside their differences with unprecedented speed. The United Nations convened an emergency session, establishing the Terran Defense Council, TDC, a body tasked with preparing humanity for the impending trials. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the heart of this new organization, working tirelessly alongside a hand-picked team of Earth's brightest minds. The UN headquarters in New York had been transformed into a hive of activity, with scientists, diplomats, and military strategists from every corner of the globe converging to face this existential threat. On the morning of the 7th day, Samantha stood before a wall of screens in the TTC's command center, studying the faces of the chosen champions. After heated debates and rigorous testing, they had selected a diverse group of 12 individuals to represent humanity. Dr. Amit Patel, AA and quantum computing expert; Captain Maria Rodriguez, decorated military strategist; Dr. Yuki Tanaka, xenobiologist and medical researcher; Zara Okoro, renowned artist and cultural anthropologist; Chen Wei, engineering prodigy and nanotechnology specialist; Dr. Fatima Al-Rashid, theoretical physicist; Jack Morrison, survivalist and environmental adaptation expert; Dr. Isabella Torres, linguist and communications specialist; Raj Gupta, ethical hacker and cybersecurity expert; Dr. Olga Petrova, psychologist and conflict resolution specialist; Luis Mendoza, philosopher and ethicist; Samantha Chen herself, astrophysicist and team leader. As Samantha studied their faces, she felt a mix of pride and trepidation. These 12 individuals carry the hopes and dreams of billions on their shoulders. "Team assembled and ready, Dr. Chen," a voice called out. Samantha turned to see Victoria Hayes approaching, her usual stern expression tinged with worry. "Thank you, Victoria," Samantha replied. "Any word from our visitors?" As if on cue, the room was filled with the same piercing sound they had heard a week ago. The screens flickered, replaced by the image of the Zoraxian emissary. "People of Earth," the telepathic voice resonated. "The time has come. Your champions will now face the galactic challenge. Their performance will determine the fate of your species." The room fell silent, all eyes fixed on the alien figure. "You will face 5 trials, each testing a different aspect of your species' potential. Success in all 5 is required for ascension. Failure in any will result in your species' isolation or eradication." Samantha felt a chill run down her spine, but she steeled herself, focusing on the task at hand. The trials are as follows. The trial of wisdom, your ability to solve complex problems and make ethical decisions. The trial of adaptation, your capacity to survive and thrive in extreme environments. The trial of unity, your potential for cooperation and conflict resolution. The trial of creation, your innovative capabilities and technological prowess. The trial of transcendence, a final test that will push the very limits of your species' potential. Prepare yourselves. The first trial begins now. With that, the alien's image vanished, replaced by a complex 3-dimensional hologram that filled the center of the room. It depicted an intricate maze-like structure, constantly shifting and reforming. What is this?" Victoria gasped. Dr. Fatima al-Rashid stepped forward, her eyes wide with recognition. "It's a quantum probability field," she breathed. "But on a scale I've never seen before. It's beautiful." Samantha nodded, her mind racing. "This must be the trial of wisdom. We need to navigate this field, but how?" Amit Patel was already at a nearby console, his fingers flying over the keys. "I'm interfacing Project Prometheus with the hologram," he said. "If we can analyze the patterns." Suddenly, a booming voice filled the room, not the telepathic communication of the Zoraxians, but a thunderous, audible sound that shook the very foundations of the building. "Citizens of Earth," it proclaimed, "your first trial begins. Navigate the EQUNTUMMAZE2, reaches the ETHTL core. But be warned, each decision you make will have consequences. Choose wisely." As the voice faded, the holographic maze began to pulse with energy. Pathways opened and closed, probabilities shifting with each passing second. "We need to work together on this," Samantha said, taking charge. "Fatima, Amit, focus on understanding the quantum mechanics at play. Isabella, Lewis, I need you to help interpret the ethical implications of each path. The rest of us will support and provide insights from our various fields." The team sprang into action, a flurry of activity and intense concentration. As they worked, Samantha couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Here they were, the best minds Earth had to offer, working in perfect harmony to solve a puzzle that defied the laws of physics as they knew them. Hours passed in a blur of calculations, debates, and split-second decisions. Each choice they made in the maze led to unforeseen consequences. Holographic representations of worlds saved or destroyed, civilizations uplifted or left to stagnate. "We're missing something," Lewis said, his brow furrowed in concentration. "These ethical dilemmas, they're not just about right and wrong. They're about long-term consequences, about potential." Zara, the artist, had been quietly observing the shifting patterns. "It's like a canvas," she mused. "Each stroke affects the whole. We're not just choosing paths, we're creating them." Her words sparked a realization in Samantha. "That's it," she exclaimed. "We're not supposed to find the right path, we're supposed to create it. Amit, can you use Prometheus to project our own quantum field?" Amit's eyes lit up with understanding. "Brilliant, Sam. Give me a moment." As Amit worked his magic, the team rallied around him, each contributing their unique insights. The holographic maze began to respond to their input, new pathways forming, guided by the collective wisdom and creativity of humanity's champions. With a final decisive command from Samantha, Their newly created path surged forward, cutting through the chaos of the quantum field. The maze shimmered and then collapsed in on itself, leaving behind a single glowing orb, the ethical core. As Samantha reached out to touch it, the booming voice returned. Impressive, humans. UAGEPASSED first trial. Your wisdom and creativity serve you well, but greater challenges lie ahead. Prepare yourselves for the trial of adaptation. The hologram disappeared, leaving the team exhilarated but exhausted. They had passed the first test, but 4 more remained, each promising to push them to their limits. Samantha looked around at her team, seeing the mix of determination and fear on their faces. "Well done, everyone," she said, her voice firm with resolve. "But we can't rest on our laurels. We need to prepare for whatever comes next." As the team dispersed to regroup and strategize, Samantha couldn't shake the feeling that the real challenges were yet to come. The trial of adaptation loomed before them, promising to test not just their minds, but their very ability to survive. With a deep breath, she turned to face the unknown, ready to lead humanity into the next phase of this cosmic gauntlet. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, and failure was not an option. Ingenuity unleashed. Earth's unconventional solution. The air in the command center crackled with tension as the team waited for the next trial to begin. They had barely caught their breath from the mind-bending challenges of the quantum maze when the familiar, thunderous voice once again filled the room. "Humans, your adaptability will now be tested. Survive the extreme environments of Zeo-Oryx Prime." Without warning, a blinding light engulfed the 12 champions. When it faded, Samantha found herself and her team transported to an alien landscape that defied imagination. The sky burned a deep crimson, twin suns beating down mercilessly on a terrain that seemed to shift between solid, liquid, and gaseous states with alarming unpredictability. "Is everyone all right?" Samantha called out, her voice muffled by the strange atmosphere. She did a quick head count, relieved to see all team members present, though visibly disoriented. Jack Morrison, the survivalist, was the first to regain his composure. "This atmosphere, it's toxic," he wheezed, reaching for the emergency rebreather in his pack. "We need to find shelter fast." As if responding to Jack's words, the ground beneath their feet began to bubble and hiss, releasing plumes of noxious gas. The team scrambled to higher ground, their minds racing to process the alien environment. "The gravity here is fluctuating," Dr. Yuki Tanaka observed, her medical scanner beeping frantically. "It's putting immense strain on our bodies. We can't survive here long without adaptation." Chen Wei, the nanotechnology specialist, was already pulling equipment from his pack. "I might have a solution," he said, his voice tense with concentration. "My experimental nanobots, if I can reprogram them to form a protective exoskeleton." "Do it," Samantha ordered, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of shelter or resources. "Zara, Lewis, use your observational skills. Look for patterns in this chaos. There has to be a logic to this environment, no matter how alien." As Chen worked feverishly on the nanobots, the rest of the team split into groups, each tackling a different aspect of their survival. Dr. Fatima Al-Rashid and Amit Patel huddled over a hastily assembled computer, attempting to model the planet's erratic behavior. Captain Maria Rodriguez organized a perimeter defense, wary of any potential alien life forms. Hours passed in a blur of frantic activity. Chen's nanobots proved to be a lifesaver, forming a thin, adaptive layer over their skin that filtered the toxic atmosphere and adjusted to the gravitational fluctuations. But it wasn't enough for long-term survival. "We need to think bigger," Samantha mused, watching as a nearby rock formation dissolved into a gaseous cloud before reforming as a crystalline structure. "We're not just adapting to this environment, we need to adapt it to us." Raj Gupta, the ethical hacker, snapped his fingers. "What if we hack the planet? he suggested, earning bewildered looks from the others. No, seriously. This whole place seems to operate on some kind of programmable matter, if we can crack the code. The idea was outlandish, but in their desperate situation, any solution was worth considering. Samantha nodded, a plan forming in her mind. Okay, let's do this. Amit, Raj, work on deciphering the planet's code. Fatima, Chen, see if we can interface our technology with the environment. The rest of us will gather data and defend our position. As the twin suns set, casting an eerie green twilight over the landscape, the team worked tirelessly. Amit and Raj made breakthrough after breakthrough, slowly unraveling the complex algorithms that seemed to govern the planet's behavior. Chen and Fatima, building on this knowledge, began to construct a device that could potentially influence their surroundings. But time was running out. The nanobots were degrading under the constant assault of the hostile environment, and the team's supplies were dwindling. Just as despair began to set in, Zara made a crucial observation. Look at the crystal formations, she said, pointing to a series of structures that had remained stable amidst the chaos. They're not just random. It's like they're remembering their shape. Dr. Isabella Torres, the linguist, studied the crystals intently. You're right. It's almost like a language, a way for the planet to communicate with itself. This insight proved to be the key. With renewed vigor, the team synthesized their findings. Amit and Raj refined their code, while Chen and Fatima adjusted their device to speak the planet's crystalline language. As the first sun began to rise, bathing the alien world in a harsh orange glow, Samantha gave the order. Activate the device. Let's hope this works. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a sound like shattering glass multiplied 1,000-fold, the world around them began to transform. The shifting ground stabilized, forming a solid foundation beneath their feet. The toxic atmosphere cleared, replaced by breathable air. Nearby, a structure began to form, a perfect habitat suited for human life. The thunderous voice returned, tinged with what sounded almost like surprise. Remarkable, humans. You have not me adapted to 0xp rhyme. You have warriors adapted to your while. The trial of adaptation is past. As the light engulfed them once more, transporting them back to the command center on Earth, Samantha felt a surge of pride in her team. They have faced an impossible challenge and emerged victorious, showcasing not just their ability to adapt, but to innovate and overcome. Back in the familiar surroundings of the TDC headquarters, the team was met with cheers and applause from the support staff. But Samantha knew they couldn't celebrate for long. 2 trials had been passed, but 3 remained, each likely to be more challenging than the last. Well done, everyone, she said, her voice hoarse from the alien atmosphere, but filled with determination. But remember, we're only halfway there. The trial of unity is next, and something tells me it will test more than just our scientific prowess. As the team dispersed to rest and prepare, Samantha couldn't shake a nagging feeling. The Zoraxians had seemed almost impressed by their solution to Zorax Prime. Were they truly testing humanity's worthiness, or was there something more to these trials? With these thoughts swirling in her mind, Samantha steeled herself for the challenges ahead. The fate of humanity still hung in the balance, and she was determined to see it through to the end, no matter what the cosmic judges had in store for them next. Alliance and betrayal, navigating alien politics. The respite following the trial of adaptation was short-lived. As the team gathered in the command center, tension thick in the air, the now familiar voice of their Zoraxian overseer boomed through the room. Humans, you have shown wisdom and adaptability. Now, demonstrate your capacity for unity. The trial of cooperation begins. Before anyone could react, the world around them shimmered and dissolved. When their vision cleared, the team found themselves in what appeared to be a vast, otherworldly council chamber. Towering beings of various shapes, sizes, and compositions surrounded them, a gathering of alien species beyond their wildest imaginations. "Welcome, Earthlings," a melodious voice echoed in their minds. A graceful, almost ethereal being floated towards them. "I am Lysithea of the Nebulans. You stand before the Galactic Conclave, a simulation of our greatest alliance and our greatest challenge." Dr. Isabella Torres stepped forward, her linguist's mind already working to decipher the nuances of the alien communication. "What exactly is our task here?" she asked cautiously. Lysithea's form shimmered, a gesture that seemed to indicate both amusement and gravity. "Your world faces a crisis, a threat that could annihilate your entire solar system. Your task is to forge alliances, navigate the complex politics of the conclave, and secure the aid needed to save Earth. But be warned, each species here has its own agenda, and not all are as they seem." With that cryptic warning, Lysithea retreated, leaving the human team to face the daunting array of alien delegates. Samantha took a deep breath, surveying her team. "All right, we need to split up and gather information. Olga, Isabella, use your skills in psychology and linguistics to read these beings. Maria, Jack, assess potential tactical advantages or threats. The rest of us will engage in diplomacy. Remember, we need to work together on this. Earth's fate depends on it." As the team dispersed, they found themselves immersed in a political quagmire of cosmic proportions. The Miraxians, a hive-mind species of crystalline beings, offered advanced shielding technology but demanded Earth's oceans in return. The Volcrin, gaseous entities of immense intelligence, proposed a solution involving the manipulation of dark matter, but required a sacrifice of human consciousness to power their machines. Hours passed in a whirlwind of negotiations, debates, and careful probing. Dr. Fatima al-Rashid found herself in a heated discussion with the Quantum Collective, a race of beings that existed simultaneously across multiple dimensions. Their proposed solution could save Earth, but the temporal ramifications were mind-boggling. Meanwhile, Raj Gupta had made a breakthrough. Using his hacking skills, he had uncovered hidden communications between several species. "Guys," he whispered urgently to Samantha and Amidst, "I think some of these aliens are working together, against us." Samantha's mind raced. This changed everything. She gathered the team, quickly sharing Ray's discovery. "We need to turn this to our advantage," she said, her voice low and intense. "If they can form secret alliances, so can we." With renewed purpose, the team adjusted their strategy. Zara and Louis, using their skills in anthropology and philosophy, began to identify cultural commonalities between seemingly disparate species. Chen and Yuki worked on technological proposals that could benefit multiple races, creating incentives for cooperation. But as they made progress, the political landscape shifted dramatically. The Astrani, a warlike race of silicon-based lifeforms, issued an ultimatum. Earth must surrender unconditionally to be saved. Several other species rallied behind them, forming a formidable bloc. "This is it," Captain Rodriguez said grimly. "It's come down to a choice between survival and freedom. What do we do?" The team was split. Some argued for accepting the Astrani's terms, hoping to find a way out later. Others stood firmly against any form of submission. As the debate raged, Samantha noticed something odd about the Astrani's demands. There was a pattern, a familiarity. "Wait," she said, her eyes widening with realization. "This isn't just about unity, it's about integrity. About staying true to our principles, even in the face of annihilation." She turned to her team, her voice filled with conviction. "We reject the Astrani's terms. Instead, we make our own proposal." What followed was a masterclass in diplomacy, scientific innovation, and human spirit. Samantha, supported by her team, presented a plan that would not only save Earth, but benefit the entire galactic conclave. They offered to share the adaptive technology they had developed on Zorax Prime, proposed a new form of interstellar communication based on quantum entanglement, and even suggested a novel approach to resolving age-old conflicts between warring species. As Samantha spoke, a change came over the alien delegates. The hostility and suspicion began to fade, replaced by curiosity and, gradually, respect. Even the Astrani, impressed by the humans' unwavering commitment to their principles, withdrew their ultimatum. In a final, breathtaking moment of unity, the entire galactic conclave voted unanimously to aid Earth. The simulated crisis was averted, not through submission or betrayal, but through cooperation, innovation, and an unshakable adherence to their values. As the council chamber faded away, returning the team to the TTC headquarters, the Zoraxian voice spoke once more, this time with unmistakable admiration. Humans, you HFYStory exceed all expectations. The trial of humanity is past, but do not celebrate yet. Your greatest challenges lie ahead. Back in the command center, the team was elated but exhausted. They had faced political intrigue on a cosmic scale and emerged victorious. But Samantha knew they couldn't rest on their laurels. 2 trials remained, and if the pattern held, they would be even more demanding than what they have faced so far. Well done, everyone, she said, looking at each team member with pride. We've proven that humanity can stand united, even in the face of impossible odds. But now we face the trial of creation, and after that, the trial of transcendence. Whatever these challenges bring, I know that together we can overcome them. As the team prepared for their next ordeal, Samantha couldn't help but wonder, what ultimate test awaited them in the final trial? And were the Zoraxians truly judging them? Or was there an even greater purpose behind these cosmic challenges? With these thoughts swirling in her mind, Samantha steeled herself for what was to come. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and she was determined to see it through to the end, no matter the cost. The final countdown, Earth's last stand. The atmosphere in the command center was electric, with a mixture of anticipation and dread as the team prepared for the penultimate trial. Dr. Samantha Chen paced the room, her mind racing through possible scenarios. The trial of creation loomed before them, promising to push the boundaries of human innovation to their absolute limits. As if sensing their readiness, the Zoraxian voice filled the room once more, its tone carrying a weight of finality. Humans, you have proven your wisdom, adaptability, and unity. Now, DMOs to your AT, your payload to QEAT. The FATE of your world hangs in good balance. The familiar light enveloped them, and when it faded, the team found themselves in a vast, empty void. Endless darkness stretched in all directions, peppered only by distant stars. "Where are we?" Jack Morrison asked, his voice tight with tension. Before anyone could respond, a holographic display materialized before them, showing a familiar blue and green orb, Earth. But as they watched in horror, the planet began to fade, becoming translucent and ghostly. "Your world is being erased from existence," a new voice explained. A being of pure energy appeared before them, its form constantly shifting and pulsing. "I am the architect, overseer of this trial. Your task is to recreate your world, molecule by molecule, before it vanishes completely. You have precisely 1,000 of your Earth hours." The team stood in stunned silence for a moment, the magnitude of the task before them almost too much to comprehend. Samantha was the first to shake off the shock. "All right, team, we've faced the impossible before, and we'll do it again. Fatima, Amidst, start working on a quantum simulation of Earth's core processes. Chen Yuki, focus on replicating the biosphere. The rest of us will divide the remaining systems, atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere." As the team sprang into action, the true scale of their challenge became apparent. They weren't just recreating a planet, they were rebuilding an entire ecosystem, from the microscopic to the global scale, all while ensuring that every natural law and delicate balance was maintained. Days blurred together as the team worked tirelessly. Sleep became a luxury, snatched in short bursts as complex simulations ran. They faced setback after setback, unstable core formations, atmospheric imbalances, cascading extinctions in their reconstructed biosphere. But with each failure came new insights. Dr. Isabella Torres made a breakthrough in modeling linguistic evolution, allowing them to more accurately recreate Earth's cultural diversity. Zara Okoro's artistic vision proved crucial in capturing the subtle aesthetics of natural formations, from the precise shade of a desert sunset to the intricate patterns of a snowflake. As the deadline loomed closer, an unexpected problem arose. Their recreated Earth was physically perfect, but it lacked something essential: the intangible spark of life, consciousness, and free will that defined humanity. We're missing the human element, Luis Mendoza realized, his philosopher's mind grappling with the ethical implications. We've rebuilt the stage, but not the players. Without the unpredictability of human choice, this isn't truly Earth. This revelation led to heated debates among the team. How could they quantify and recreate something as nebulous as human consciousness and free will? It was Raj Gupta who proposed a radical solution. What if we don't recreate it, he suggested. What if we transfer it? The idea was audacious: to create a quantum bridge between their simulated Earth and the real, fading one, transferring the essence of humanity across the void. It was theoretically possible, but incredibly risky. One miscalculation could lead to the permanent loss of human consciousness. As the final hours ticked away, the team threw everything they had into this last-ditch effort. Amidst and Fatimo worked feverishly on the quantum calculations, while the others fine-tuned every aspect of their recreated world to receive this transfer of consciousness. With mere minutes to spare, Samantha gave the order: initiate the transfer. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happened. Then, their recreated Earth began to pulse with a new energy. Cities flickered to life, oceans teemed with activity, and the very air seemed to hum with the collective consciousness of humanity. As the last seconds ticked away, their original Earth faded into nothingness. But before them, a perfect replica hung in space, a testament to human creativity, determination, and the indomitable spirit of life itself. The architect's form shimmered with what seemed like approval. Impressive, humans. You have not merely recreated your world, you have redefined the very concept of creation itself. The trial of creation is past. Exhausted but triumphant, the team allowed themselves a moment of celebration. They had faced a godlike task and succeeded, preserving their world and the essence of humanity against impossible odds. But their joy was short-lived. The Zaraxian voice returned, its tone more ominous than ever. Humans, you have standing on the precipice of ASC and Cyan, but a final trial awaits us. The trial of TRANSCE and DNCE. Prepare yourselves for the ultimate test. As the team was transported back to the command center, a heavy silence fell over them. They had poured everything they had into the trial of creation. What more could be asked of them? What could possibly lie beyond recreating their entire world? Samantha looked at her team, seeing the mixture of fear and determination in their eyes. Whatever comes next, she said, her voice steady despite her exhaustion, we face it together. We've proven that there's nothing humanity can't accomplish when we unite our strengths. As they braced themselves for the final trial, none of them could shake the feeling that the greatest challenge and the greatest revelation was yet to come. The trial of transcendence loomed before them, promising to push them beyond the very limits of human potential. With steely resolve, Samantha and her team prepared to face their final test, knowing that the fate of not just Earth, but perhaps the entire concept of humanity hung in the balance. Triumph of the human spirit. The command center hummed with nervous energy as the team prepared for their final challenge. Dr. Samantha Chen looked at her colleagues, noting the determination etched on their weary faces. They had overcome impossible odds, but the trial of transcendence promised to be their greatest test yet. Without warning, the familiar light engulfed them. This time, however, the sensation was different. Samantha felt her consciousness expanding, stretching beyond the confines of her physical form. When the light faded, they found themselves everywhere and nowhere at once. They existed as pure thought, unbounded by physical constraints. The vastness of the cosmos lay before them, every atom, every quantum particle visible and comprehensible. In this state, they could perceive the Zoraxians clearly for the first time, not as physical beings, but as ancient, multidimensional intelligences. The voice that addressed them now was not the booming command they had grown accustomed to, but a telepathic chorus that resonated through their very essence. Humans, the Zoraxians communicated, you have reached the threshold of ascension. The trial of transcendence is not a test, but a choice. You must decide the fate of your species. Before them materialized 3 shimmering pathways, each pulsing with possibility. The first path, the Zoraxians explained, leads to unlimited knowledge. Your species will transcend physical form, becoming beings of pure intellect. You will unravel the mysteries of the universe, but at the cost of your humanity. The second path glowed with a fierce, primal energy. This choice offers unparalleled power. Your species will evolve into godlike beings, capable of reshaping reality at will. But with this power comes the burden of cosmic responsibility. The third path was different. It didn't shine brightly or promise grandeur. Instead, it pulsed with a quiet, steady warmth. The final path is a return. You will go back to Earth, retaining your current form and knowledge. Your species will progress naturally, facing the challenges and triumphs of existence as you always have. The team's thoughts intermingled in this shared conscious space. The allure of unlimited knowledge tempted Amit and Fatima. The promise of godlike power called to Maria and Jack. Others were drawn to the idea of natural progression. Samantha absorbed her team's conflicting desires, understanding the weight of their choice. This decision would define the future of humanity for eons to come. As they deliberated, Samantha became aware of something else, a presence beyond the Zoraxians, watching with keen interest. She realized with a start that they were being observed by innumerable alien intelligences, some so advanced they defied comprehension. This is more than a trial, Samantha thought to her team. It's a cosmic initiation. Our choice here will determine humanity's place in the universe. Lewis, the philosopher, projected a sobering thought. But who are we to make this choice for all of humanity? Do we have the right to decide the fate of our entire species? Zora's artistic soul rebelled against the idea of transcending humanity. Our flaws, our struggles, our physical existence, these are what make us human. They drive our art, our passion, our love. Dr. Olga Petrova, the psychologist, added her insight. Our challenges shape us. Without them, without our humanity, what do we become? As the debate raged, Samantha had an epiphany. She addressed the Zoraxians and the watching cosmic intelligences. We choose none of these paths, she declared. The shock from her team and the alien observers was palpable. Instead, Samantha continued, her conviction growing stronger. We choose to forge our own path. We will return to Earth, not as we are, but with the knowledge of what we could become. We choose to face our challenges, to grow, to strive, and to evolve at our own pace. She paused, feeling the weight of countless alien minds upon her. We choose to retain our humanity, with all its flaws and potential. We choose free will, the right of every individual to shape their own destiny. We choose diversity of thought, of culture, of choice. We choose to face the unknown with courage, to make mistakes and learn from them, to fall and rise again. As Samantha spoke, she felt her team rallying behind her. Their unified consciousness pulsed with a power that seemed to reshape the very fabric of reality around them. We choose to be human, Samantha concluded, with all the beauty and imperfection that entails. And we choose to extend a hand of friendship to the cosmos, to learn and grow alongside other species, each walking their own unique path. For a moment, the universe held its breath. Then, like a cosmic exhalation, a wave of approval washed over them. The Zoraxian's telepathic voice rang out, filled with something akin to joy. Humanity has transcended not by abandoning its nature, but by embracing it fully. You have shown wisdom beyond measure. The trial of transcendence is past. Welcome, Earth, to the cosmic community. The formless void around them began to coalesce. Samantha felt her consciousness returning to her physical form. As the light faded, she found herself and her team back in the command center on Earth. But something was different. Through the windows, they could see ships descending from the sky, peaceful envoys from countless alien races. A holographic image of the Zoraxian emissary appeared before them. Dr. Chen, esteemed humans, you have not only passed our trials, but have taught us a valuable lesson. Your species will face many challenges in the years to come, but you have proven yourselves worthy of your place among the stars. As the hologram faded, Samantha turned to her team, tears of joy and relief in her eyes. We did it, she said simply. Outside, the world erupted in celebration as the news spread. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged victorious, not by transcending their nature, but by embracing it fully. As Samantha watched the alien ships landing, bringing with them the promise of a new era of cosmic cooperation and discovery, she knew that the real journey was just beginning. Humanity would face new challenges, new wonders, and new choices. But they would face them as they always had, together, with determination, creativity, and an unwavering spirit. The future stretched out before them, infinite in its possibilities. And Samantha Chen, along with her team and all of humanity, stood ready to meet it head-on, their humanity not a weakness to be overcome, but their greatest strength in the vast, wondrous universe that awaited them.